Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all of you. Welcome to our this second session. In this previous session, I have just give the intro, and that was like some orientation day kind of. So we are starting the technical things from today only. Yesterday, I have told you that you can. Uh, sorry, I'm like little bit hectic today. No issues. So we are starting this course for second day, and this in this session we will covering the configuration things and the how we can set up the environment for this training and other things. So also which you have anything in the management related queries or other all things. So we will start from today. So I think everyone you have some kind of device. Okay. So before starting that, if you want to deep dive in any environment, you want to do something in technical. So basically the thing is, if you buy a new device, so you have to install some softwares. If you don't know about the software, it's a simple thing that the software is a group of programs so that no everyone is knowing about that. So I'm not going in that direction, but we need some packages. So for the package we need where we can install, we need the OS. So basically the thing is we need the OS. In this our training we are using the Linux OS. So in this Linux, I told you I am using the CentOS based one. So I am here. I have the ISO of RHEL8. So I can tell the in the 8.2, 8.1 or REL 9 also, but it not have any much difference. Most of the commands are same in the REL updated version like REL 8.2 and REL 8.4. They have been uh, given some package about the containers also. So if you don't know about the container, what the container, so container is a method to operate some OS inside OS, like some virtualization things, but it is different from the standard virtualization. So we need OS. So what's the thing in the OS? You all have, I think, your Mac or the Windows one uh, laptop. So in that, if you want to install some OS, so basically thing you need your OS image. So OS image is like which you have for installing the OS. You need some kind of, if you have installed anywhere the Windows, if you've seen that, so you need some pen drive and you attach it on your system. In the previous era we use the DVD, not the CD. DVD we use for installation. So like that, what inside that PD and DVD, there was some packages, the operating system packages which we install. So if I talk about you, I am telling you what's the installation. So installer is nothing that you are just getting some binary files or set of binary files, and you are extracting and copying in your specific location. Okay. So for an example, I'm giving you one simplest example. You all have installed the VLC media player in your operating system for seeing the videos or other things, listening a song. So what it the installation mean? If you have ever seen this installation process, you will see some dialog box, and there it is showing that downloading status. Sorry, installation status. And if you see here, there was some buttons to see the info, something kind of that, see information or progress. So if you click on that, they will pop up with a new window. And if you ever seen this window, so there you will see extracting some file, copying some, and that thing. So installation is nothing, you are just copying the binary files. And that, so by, if you don't know about the what is the binary file, so binary file is like the our programs which we use to execute means run, that I am running here the Microsoft whiteboard right now. So it have some packages like it has some binary files, and then it's loaded on our RAM. So by that thing we are running. So if you go what the thing inside the installation, it's nothing, just copying and extracting file on the specimen. And one more thing, we are setting some env variable. So what the it means, env means env means environmental variable. Like you have one OS and you are one side of environment. If you know, you can use the multiple users can create the multiple account in the same system, and they can use accordingly there. So the thing, it might be they can install the different software, depends on their use. So for that we have setting some env is like environmental variable. So what the thing is, environmental, in the environmental variable we have one environmental variable that called the path. So it's like a capital path everywhere, path. So what is path? In this path we are adding all the executes like our program files where it was. So generally it in the our windows it have that your cd drive, there's something slash program files, program files, it's one. And something is program files, and then x86. So it's something like they added a that thing default, so you can just use some commands or other things for installation, other packages also, use the installed one. So if you go in these two paths, you will see many other packages which you have installed the software. You will see some directories created with their name. So if you don't, I am going in the basic. If you don't know what's the directory means just a folder. In the technical terms, we call it folder the directory. Okay, and if I go inside this, so you will see all the packages. So wow, let me show you how this environment and yeah, like if you type in your start button and window button, and you have opened the start menu, if you type the env there, you will see that edit environmental variables on your control panel. So just open this one. I'm here. You will see I have set the path for some Android sticky chocolate update. So that's a, if you see there was if you go down NVM, there have a multiple paths. If you see, there's a path, this one. If you go in this path, I will try to open this. Yeah, it's over. So here I have opened this part, and if you see there's all the packages which we have used, I have added the path here. So with this path we are using all the packages which I have in this folder, we can use directly. I have the Anaconda 3 installed, different envs and many shift, some packages, Git Crack and other tool Flutter also installed in my system. That's it. So if you see there, you will see that all the things. Also, you will see some other path, environmental variable. It depends upon, like I have installed, set up the NVM. So like I am, if I am running in like NVM uh, project or NVM app I have loaded, so it will run from here. It's the Node.js application we use the NVM. So we are doing the installation part today. So I have told you which are the packages we are using here. Sorry, yeah, which are the packages we are using. So first the thing is we need the OS we are using the Linux, and in the Linux we need the image. So image is, you, I think you got what the image means. If you don't know, you can just go with the language. Okay, I will try to go with the Hindi language. It's actually the thing is many other audience are from the different countries, and the south part of the India they don't understand Hindi, so that's why. If you majority of you want that I will go with the Hindi, so I can go, no issues. From the next session I will completely switch to the Hindi, and then other things I will do. In the image what it will we have installed it. So we are installing, so currently you have your Win or Mac OS, I think most of the Windows, but I think someone has the Mac also. There's nothing. So I am not telling you to mess up with this your base operating system. I will tell you how you can install the Linux on the top of your Windows or Mac. Or you if you have the Linux, so you can install one Linux on the top of differently. That is so what here for the OS installation we have the multiple method. Uh, it is something you have multiple method that you can use the cloud also for. So if you don't have the uh, thing your OS properly, you can use the cloud. That's the latest thing which we are doing. And from the starting we use the bare metal. So it's bare metal. uh, so in the bare one what we are doing, we are just on the hardwares, the physical hardware we are copying and then executing the our OS. So that's called the bare metal. Like you have installed your Mac on, so that was the bare metal thing. And then I told you about the containers. You can use the container for running some OS. And you have one virtualization tool. Like it's like virtualization. Virtualization is the technology which enables the features you can install one OS on the top of other OS. So what? No English. Okay, guys, you want to? I will go with the Hindi one right now. Can anyone ping on the chat? I'm just waiting for some comment. Just give ping me or something. Guys, can you please ping? Yeah, okay, no issues. So if you want like I have to use a both language, so I can go with the English kind of thing, like some part of English and Hindi. So you can, okay. So ठीक है, no problem. मैं हिंदी के साथ जाता हूँ. Continue with English or Hindi is okay. Okay, you have multiple things, bro. It's confusing. I okay. What we will do? We will go with the English today. Okay. It's nothing with the thing. If you have any queries, you can go ping in our WhatsApp. One of our team will help you, and we will create a one poll today. For that, uh, we will go with the Hindi or English. We will create a one poll today in our attendance, so you can just click on the poll. So according to that, I will choose the language because it's like someone pinging for the Hindi and someone for the English. Okay, no issues. So let's back to our technical things. Virtualization. What's the virtualization? So what the thing you can do with the virtualization? If I told you this virtualization, what will like? Let me create some kind of this shape. Yeah. Guys, I am not checking the chat right now. Wait, the shape. Okay, that is good. So let me zoom it so you can see it properly. Okay, so wait a minute. I've got. Okay, so is it visible to all of you? Yeah, I think now it's visible. So what we will do? You have your one. Sorry, the lines is not printing proper. No issues. You can just understand what I'm trying. Oh God, I don't know what's happened. It's like my hair is getting slippery. So let's go back with the white screen. I'm free to draw anything. So you have your one over. So here you have a one layer. Okay, the first layer. What you have your physical device. What the physical device mean? Physical device. A physical device means your hardware which you have in the English. Like you are picking on the in the English only. Bro, we will create the whole thing today. Just bear with me with the English. I know I am not good at English. So your physical device is that you have your CPU one and your hard disks. You have the what I say CPU, hard disk, and RAM. RAM is also called the memory. So if you don't know about like what the RAM means and what is the other thing, so RAM we will talk this thing later on. That's a complete s- OS kind of thing. I'm not on that much basic, but if you want, I can go. So you have your RAM, CPU, hard disk, like your physical devices. There you install some packages, like you have some other packages for the virtualization. So what it will do in the virtualization, they will give the capability to create a other OS. So this OS we call as the VM, that virtual machine. So virtual machine is nothing. It's like OS inside OS, some kind of that. So for that, we have for the virtualization, we have multiple tools. Like we have VMware, and then we have what VirtualBox, if you know. Uh, we call that VBox. Also, you have other also multiple tools are there. You can just ping on those your any search engine that gives you the result like which are the tools visualization tools we have right now. You can install that one. Or I will show you how you can install that, and then in this virtual machine we will install our Linux OS. For the technical folks, I know this was the basic things which I am covering, but it's needed for all. If you install that, so in this Linux, we will using for this training, and inside that we will install other packages also, and other things we need. I have covered you. We need second package. What we need the Python, the software at the name. So Python 3 we are using. So Python you can install many way. Uh, there are many way to install the Python. You can install it anyway. For the Python, you can install the binary, and then you can use any kind of tool for installing the Python. It's like some Anaconda or some PyCharm. So you have that the tool which you can use for the Python, or if you don't want that, you can directly install the Python binary. But I will suggest you to use with the Anaconda one. So you will see that one Anaconda. Uh, this is the one tool by that you can install that Python thing. So you can install it anywhere like your in your Linux and what. In your Linux, you don't have to install the this Python. By default they will give you a Python, both Python like Python 2 also, and then Python 3 also. The only difference in the Windows and in the Windows you have to install. In this Windows you will use the Python command to running your Python code. But in the Linux, what it will mean, you have to do Python command. It's used for the Python 2. Okay, and if you are using Python 3, so then it will execute the Python, Python 3. So you have to you can use that. We have another way also uh, for using a different Python versions with the same thing. So I will tell you, and I will suggest you to use the Python version to be very specific. The Python version 3.6 and Python version 3.8. Why I'm telling you these two versions? This version is like supported the many libraries. So if you install with this, you will never face the anything. Currently, I in my system I have installed that. I think the latest one Python. Okay, Python. Oh, sorry, I have to give in the two Python. Python 3.90 is installed, but frankly, I don't use this version. I have created multiple envs and according to the project I have used. But for that, sometimes we update. Sorry, adding text box. So we'll use the Anaconda one, and I told you about the AWS cloud. So for the AWS cloud, we need the AWS account. Account process I can't show here. Sorry for that because it use that banking accounts things. So I can't disclose my bank details in the open, and it will might that my bank details then open, then my I have to face some financial issues. Then will after this account you can directly use the AWS. It's nothing. So AWS give you the many way to use the AWS. The simplest way is the dashboard. Dashboard, what is means? They will give you in your like you are opening the Facebook and a LinkedIn kind of application in your laptop. Like the same way you can use the AWS also. They will give you some good UI, and there you they will give you some buttons and then some checkbox, some things to some blank box or some number box. They will give you multiple things. So there you can use that the simplest ways. But we are the technical folks, so we will use the not use this one more. we use the other method called the CLI. Okay, so they will give the CLI method also, and then it's yeah. And they also after and the CLI after the CLI they have added a one new feature called the console. So previously we say that the console is the dashboard, but console they have added that what you can do, will give you a one button on the dashboard page. There you can launch one terminal. So they will give you one black screen there, and you can type the CLI command there. So you don't need the authentication thing. And there you don't have to do. You can directly type the commands and do the thing. Also, they have a one more advanced thing. They have the API. So you can control the AWS with the API also. So API is nothing like application programming interface. So the that have the more capability, like you can hit on the API and you can do anything. And if you don't know how you can hit on the APIs, so I can give the example that AWS. Let me add some console. AWS console. Yeah. So what is me? I'll You can use any API. So if you see this thing, this URL, it have the API call. So what is it? Every time once you click on that page, so they will give you some result. So how the result is came, it's not like some static page. They inside that they will run some program, and at the output of that program they will give you. So this URL, if you see now, let me just take a screenshot of this part only. I will try to add as big as can. Okay. I think I have to use the different pen also because it's the black. So if you see now, this one is the API. API. So what is we are doing here? In the API call, we have some base URL. So if you don't know about the what is base URL means, it's same thing like your DNS name the URL, and then you have some page link. So we call the page. So it's the path. We call the path of that, and after that you see this inverted comma. So it's referring to the variables, and then you will see some is equal to page, like it's initializing, and then you will see this some ID or something. So they are passing the ID. So what is this? This is the value. So value of the variable, and this and symbol they use for the space. Also they use this for the adding the multiple variables. So if you see, they have one variable called trk track, and that they have the sc, and then medium. So the thing is, if you see now, they will give you multiple information of your thing. So we have many things that it was different, like this is the complete different domain also. If you see, we have the variables, and so if you're trying to see what are the information you are sending to any site, you will see from here they have some tracking id track id, and then source channel, like from where we are seeing that. Then there's a so caption. So you will see that how, like from the desktop and other things, which language, from this location, it's like India, and the AWS code. So you can see many things there. So by the data, they will check that how many peoples are coming from where, which location, and what are the details of that. So they can use this data for their business things also. But you can track your data, what data you are sending from here. So they have the what they will do. Yeah, they have some API calls here, and with this API call, they hit to the API, and then they will give you the thing, the result. Okay. So this thing which we are coming from, that was the result which we are getting from that. So they have some servers, and from that server, I will tell you like how you can set up these servers also. Also, how you can get this domain thing. So you can, if you want, you can host your website, and other than things, you can do much more things with this. Okay. Sorry. Uh, so let me switch to the back pen. That will be the more visible thing. Level 3. So we need the AWS. We are not going with the API, because I in the future trainings it might be I will launch some application or that kind of training. There I will surely show you how you can get the API calls, and in the when we are going in the integration part, then also I will tell you how you can the API call and what it means. So we are installing the AWS CLI. AWS CLI. So how you can install it? Nothing but very, very simple thing. After the CLI install, you can't use a AWS account. It's the thing is, because if you log in with your OS, sorry, the dashboard, you will have to give some email or account ID and password, like the you are doing in your social media account, you are giving some ID and password, then you can log. So that means you have to first authenticate. Auth. Yeah, there are certain auth, and you have to authenticate yourself that you are the this person, you want the access of your resources. So for that, you have to give some password, and the C11 we will not give that the password, username, and the pass. It is not. So what we will do, we'll pass some credential in a different method. So what you can do, we have in the CLI authentication, we have multiple things. We can give our access key and the secret key. You can give the session token. You can create the assume rule. So by these things you can do that. Okay. So these are all the different methods for the CLI. This thing you can not in the CLI. You have to use for this the what I said, the UI and the dashboard. You have to use the dashboard for this. Okay. And if we go in the, so the simplest way is this one. And if you don't know about that, the keys means, and why we are using the key. So if you for that we have I have to take some cryptography topic. I will tell you when we are going for that keys, that thing. I will tell you how you can do that and what it means and how you can. So you have to give your keys. How you can give this, I will also tell you. And after that, we have installed this. We need the Ansible for this training. So Ansible is we will cover the Ansible in a different session, not in the next one, but when we need that, we will install that. So currently we are installing only the three packages. What I say, Linux one. For the Linux, we need the first VBox, VirtualBox, and then we will install the Linux here. I will tell you the demo, and if it's like we have don't have time today, so I will cover this Linux installation in the next session. By the meantime, you can just set up your AWS account and you can authenticate because it will take I think 24 hours for the authentication. So it will take at least 24 hours for the AWS account, and then you can set up the AWS thing in your CLI. How you can test that, I will tell you. And the Python we will install the AWS CLI. So these are all the things we are installing today. So go for the first one. For the VirtualBox, you have what you have to do. You just have to go here in your browser, type that Oracle VBox. I have downloaded this. This is around 100 MB of file which you can install. Sorry, download. Then what you have to do after that, it's nothing. You just have to open it. It will give you one. Wait, I don't know what. Yeah, it will give you some kind of this. So it's the Windows thing. Yeah, it's like there's a smart kernel. So run or runner. I will try to run this, and then it will prompt you. It will prompt you for the yes or no for the authentication. So you will see this dashboard, a dialog box here. What you have to do, you just have to click on the next one. Here it will show the, and then it will show how where you are. So I am talking about this location, the path one. You can change the path also, but we are not changing the path because we don't need. Uh, so that after the installation, once you try to open that, na, it will open from here. And what are the applications they are installed? These are the applications. If you want, you can open and close. See that what it's doing. Okay. So the features requires these are the dependencies which we have. 22 MB and space. So if you don't have the if space in your system, then it will fail. It's the space in your hard disk. We are installing it on the C drive. If you see the path, C drive. And then, so for this application, you need at least this is showing 220 MB. You need at least 250 MB empty space in your C drive. Then only you can install this. Okay, and then next it will show you like, oh, you want to create a start menu, and that you can select these things according to your work. You want to launch and launch works. Then next it will give you the network one. Why it's giving network one? Because we are creating the network layer also. It's like if you go in your OS. So I am currently opening the browser here. So we are connected with the internet right now. So it's the networking thing. So we will do the network setup in our Linux also. We can go outside in the internet and do something. So for that, it's required they are showing the warning. So you can just ignore that and click on the yes. It will like install, and then so just click on the installation. It will take a few minutes to install here. It will take depends upon your CPU speed and your other things. It will take, and then it's like if you see there's the status the copying files it's showing, then that was the same thing which I am talking about. It's like extracting the file and copying it on the same location, and then it's prompt with the this. So with the finish step you have done with the Oracle Virtual. So after that, if you see now, you just type the VBox on your, wait, yeah, it's open already. If you type here the VBox, you will see that Oracle VMbox. Yeah. It will prompt you for this thing once you open first time. Don't cancel it. Just go on the internet and install the retirement. It will prompt you if you don't have it installed. Otherwise, I will tell you the different button. If accidentally you have click on the cancel one, but I will not recommend. So what here? You having the old version and this install back, so it will download the internet. You click on the download, it will go on the internet by default and download some extension pack. So it's downloaded and then I have to download, install that extension. What is extension pack uh, have? So if you go in this website of Oracle VirtualBox, it's showing, it will give you this kind of thing page. So what you have to do, you just have to go on this, click on this button, they will download that way. And if you go down, so they I have click on this one, it's downloading. Let me pause this. And after that, it's like this one. So if you see this thing and this extra, so what is like support the USB 2, USB 3, virtual disk encryption and VM. So they give you more capability. Also they mention that please install the same version of the extension as the same of the virtual. So if you don't have the same version, they might be, you will get some conflicts. So it's like they have downloaded it, then click on the install. It's like trying to upgrade, it's prompting me for the upgrade because I have the older one also. So I'm just trying, click on the update. So scroll down and then click on the agree. Without scrolling, you can't click on the agree because they think like you didn't read the agreement. So if you want further info, you can read. Otherwise, you can just ignore. This is the tested website. Okay. So after that, you will see this page of installation. So what you have to do, you have to click on the add, and then you will go. It's like some page. They will prompt you. Click on that. That you will, or you can do first create a new machine, virtual machine. So this one we are creating the new, and what you have to do, you have to give some name. So I'm using the rel one, so I'm just giving the rel. I'm using the GUI, so rel GUI uh, v8 something kind of, I'm using the version 8. So if you see here, once I type the rel, so it's by default take the Linux type, and then so that was the type of the OS, and this is the version it's showing. So you will see some 64-bit, 30-bit. You have to click on the 64-bit one if it's not taken by default. And if it's not showing, so it might be you don't have virtualization enabled in your system. So what you have to do, you just have to go on your window. If you are using Windows 10, then you have to go in your what I say, virtualization enable, like control panel enable features, then you have to enable that virtualization. If you are using the Windows 7 or 8 kind of that, then you have to restart your system, go at the boot menu, then you have to enable from there. I can't show that demo here because if we start that thing, it might be they will disc like stop this stream, so I can't show that. But my team will send you some steps and docs, and if you face any difficulties for enabling the virtualization, you can just ping to the group and someone will there for helping you. Okay. So what you have to do here, just click on the next, and then it's in the memory side. So what is memory means, it's not the storage one, it's currently the amount of memory means the RAM. Also the thing is, they will prompt you the this range, that range you have in your system, they will show you. I have currently 16 gigs of RAM in my system. The recommended is 1024. You have to give at least to one OS, but I will give the little bit more because I have more, so I can give at least 1024. If you go below that, then it will might they your Linux will not work properly. Also, the thing is, it's not like if you are allocating that it will uh, create a block from your RAM. It will use like a one program. If I can show in the sorry, if I can show in my this performance. So if you see now, I am currently using my 6.3 gigs of RAM right now. So once you have start that, it will use like a process only. Here, if you see OBS Studio and using this much RAM and this things, they will prompt you here, and you are using this much. So you can give anything here, but I will suggest to give at least 1024 memory. That means 1 gig, and then click on the next. Wait, yeah, I have increased that. Then it will gonna create a hard disk. It recommend that minimum 8 GB, but it's not 100% true. It depend upon your ISO. ISO means your operating system here. So give that much storage. It's like you have if you have 16 gigs of ISO, then give at least minimum 10 to 15. And if you have the bigger one, give at least so it's the you have to check your ISO size. Then according to that, here I will recommend it. If you don't want to do that, just go with the flow. What I am doing, it will then it will prompt you create a virtual disk man. So it's like it's creating the virtual disk. It will create a one folder on your physical disk, and it will create some space there. They, at the time once you are installing some packages and that thing, they will use consuming that space from your like your other files also, or that in that way. So it's like dynamically is to allocated. That means, which I told you, dynamically allocated means it will don't create allocate some specific space in your disk, but by the time they will increase once you install more packages on that. If you remove that, then it will always lesser. Then it will prompt you the path where you have to, if you want to use that part. Currently I am using my E drive, so you can use any path. If that path is not available, you can create a one folder there. So if I can show you here in my, so I have created one rel kind of partition. Here I give some check. So you can currently what I am doing, I am giving 50 gigs for this, and then create. Okay. So this is machine is created. It's like you have bought your one physical laptop. They have the network adapter and the things RAM, CPU, hard disk. So you can just see there. The only flexibility we can increase or decrease it here. But in your physical one, you can't do that. You have to physically remove that device from your system. And if you see that VT-X, it's enabled, so it's showing the explanation method. VT- means virtualization technology, and you can't use it because we have not installed any OS. For the installation, you need one ISO. So how you can install it? I am using the rel one. So don't go like don't you don't have to anything. I'm just switching back to my this one. Why I have switched? Because I have my rel account, so it's have authenticated here, so that's why I'm using. Nothing I have a big thing. So you can give rel 8 ISO download, search in that. They will prompt you for a one developer's account. So I have that developer account. If you don't have, just create it. It's free account. Okay, click on this rel account. it's loading. So wait, let's wait for some seconds. Yeah, it's open. So it will currently it's open. I know. If it's not open, just create it. It will show to install the rel line because rel line is launched. I think some months back. Jana, it will prompt you. But I am not using the rel line. You can use it. Here you will see x86 boot ISO. That means you can boot it. So that the PD one we can use, and the ARC boot ISO. So you have two boot and two DVD. Currently, we are using the DVD one because we have. So if you see the size, that was a approx 8 gigs, 7.9 and that means 8 gigs. So for this one, if you allocate the 8 GB of hard disk, then it will fail. It will not install. And then you'll see other versions. So tell you to. I will suggest you to install this one, Rel 8.2. That is having the all the. So also, if you see here, DVD ISO, yeah, this one. So this much data you have to download. I have downloaded, I think, some ISOs in my system before. So I'm not doing the install. Um, yeah, I have Zell 8.0, 8.4, and the Ubuntu one. So you can use any of them, but don't go for the 9 because I didn't test that, get the time to test the 9 one. You can use the Rel 8.2, 8.4, or 8.0. Don't go for the 8.1 also. They have some issues. And then what you have to do, you just have to click on the ISO and it will start the downloading. It's like what happened. I have to click it again. Once you have clicked that, it will take some seconds. I think the internet said, yeah, now it's logging you to that page. So I have the rel developer account. If you don't have, so currently what I have to do, I just have to give my, so this is my rel id, and then password is also safe. So it will like prompt you fun the information. You have to click on receiving any emails, events. Yeah. Mm. So just click on the submit one. If you don't have, they prompt you for the registered one. You can do that. And once it's done, they'll prompt you on this page, and it's like giving the download rel at no cost. So you can just click on this one. Yeah, it's like it's downloading and it restart. So by default it's start the 9 1. You just have to go they install the latest one. I don't want that. Go here, download, the download the same page. Previously we are not authenticated. Now we are authenticated. So you can use something. Yeah, it's not start on. So I am pausing this because I don't want to just save it in your. I have saved in my E drive like this way. You can do it. And what you have to do, you just have to go to the settings, and then in the storage If you see these DVD spaces like the empty one, click on this one and you have to give the path. So it's prompting me for this because what you have to do, you have to click on the choose one and then you have to go this path and you have to select one. Okay, I am using the rel 8.4 currently. So what you have to just click on the OK. So that rel installation we will do in the next session, but for by the meantime I will tell you how you can set up that AWS thing and that. Okay, so let's get back to our this thing. So Python thing you can install like anaconda Python. You can just search it and it will prompt you like anaconda distribution. Just click on this, they will prompt you for the all the things, how you can install it, which Python version, another thing. They will tell you everything. Also, we will send some docs of installation. So how you can install that? You can just follow that doc. That was the full proof. And if you go that open source, so we will talk about the open source thing. What first it means? It will, you will see, it will prompt you with your download and then for upload depending on the operating system it will prompt you. You have the Windows one, click on this one. You have Mac, then click on that. You have the Linux any, so you can clear on installer. Just click on the download. It will prompt download that file. Just open it, extract it. Done. You have to do the only things they will prompt you in one screen for the path. You can just check on that. So what it will do, it will add one path like this. Otherwise if you forgot that, you have to come here, click on the this one, click on this path, edit it, sorry, new, and then you have to add your anaconda path. So if you click on that, they will add this thing. If you don't, then you have to do it manually. That's the only difference. I will tell you that how, if you face anything, any issues, so I will tell you that them also. And after the all the things, we get back to the AWS CLI. What we have to do, just type AWS CLI on your browser. They will prompt you this second link. First the AWS services, don't go over that. AWS command line interface, the second link, click on this one. I don't know why it's my head. So it's like getting started at this thing. No. Yeah, this one. Click on the installer. Yeah, it will give you this thing. You just have to open this one. It will set up all the things. And after that, how you can check that it's installed or not? So you just have to go on your terminal and then type AWS. It will prompt some kind of this. So it's like it's installed. You can check the hyphen version or that thing also. And for the Python, you can just Python hyphen version for the Python. So with this, and I talk you about that authentication things. So what you have to do, you just have to do AWS configure, then click. So here you have to give your access key, the secret key, and then region name. Region name you can just give I will tell you like what you can give, and it's depend upon your location and these things also. Then your default output you can skip and then click on. So I didn't paste anything because I have already added. If you see, this is my access key and secret key. I have already had default is I'm working more for the US clients right now, so UST is my default one. uh, like this way you can just install that. And how you can get the access key secret key, so once you have created that AWS account, we will show you how you can do that. Okay, we will send the doc for this also. So with the these thing you can just install this installation for the rel. It will take another take almost 1 hour, and then we will configure that in the same session. So it's like you will get the this Linux machine up in your next session. By the meantime you just install Python, and then after the installation, install this VBox, create the machine, download your ISO. Make sure you have the good internet connection while downloading the ISO. Otherwise, if it's like stay paused for some second, it will corrupt that ISO, so you will not able to use that. You have to download it again. Make sure that you don't have to do that things, these mistakes. And if you have any query there for till these steps, you can ping us on our WhatsApp group. You can add in the comment section, or you can just ping on the chat also, which is currently here. So if you have any queries, you can ask. We will wait for some seconds. If someone asks, then it's okay. Then otherwise, we will wrap up today. And make sure you have installed these all the things in your system. You have any queries? You guys are. I think you don't have any queries. Okay, no problem. So if you face any difficulties, you can ping on the group. We will send you every doc. Also, the notes will also the there. And thanks guys for the joining this session. And please subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon, and share this video. And it told me for the Hindi. So प्लीज इस सेशन को अगर आपने लाइक किया हो, पसंद किया, देन लाइक इट, शेयर इट with your known ones. I will create the poll today, and by that we will decide the next language which we are using, Hindi or English. Okay. So thanks, guys. We will connect on the next weekend, Saturday, morning 10 a.m. by the same time.